Welcome in, folks. It is day 17. Unfortunately, here Nancey Gathrie is still missing. Allegedly, she was abducted, I believe, on February the 1st. So today's the 17th. We're there, and yeah, I don't know. It's important to keep hope alive, folks, but things are turning. There's a lot of drama now circulating the atmosphere when it comes to this. The media, the mainstream corporate media, is throwing shade at YouTubers. Like, not particularly me, because I don't come on here. I report on the stuff. I think it's fascinating. This case is fascinating. It's sad. It is a mystery. I don't try to solve this case. I don't think, hey, I think they did it or he did it or whatever. I report pretty much what is official and then comment on it. You'll never hear me saying, hey, man, that guy in the background looks suspicious or whatever. I don't do that because that's not fair. I'm not an expert. I'm not there. I don't know what the press has up its sleeve or the investigators have up their sleeve, what they know and stuff. So I'm not going to overstep my line. But I do feel I am a journalist because I'm bringing information to you. And, I'm a commentator as well, as per everyone on this chat practically. You have that right, that we have the freedom of the press here in this country. Now, you could also say that some members of the press aren't good at what they do, but they're still members of the press. Or you could say journalists, this journalist is not good at what they do, but it does not make them not a journalist. They're still journalists. I always use the boxing analogy where people say, well, Jake Paul's not a real boxer. Well, hold up. He is a real boxer. Is he the best boxer ever? No. Is he in the top 10? Probably not. That's opinion. That's my opinion. But he's still a boxer. Is he a great boxer? That's opinion. All right. So I think the big thing here is that the mainstream media is actually now, I think, honestly, getting very, very jealous of the YouTubers covering this information. I'm going to rant about it in a little bit. This is a live, so we do a few things before, people come in. So you always want to have the notifications on. I already see the early birds in the chat. If you're early bird in the chat, please give yourself a shout out. Let me know if you got notified. Let me know what country, city, or state you're coming from. But I am going to rant about it because CNN hurled the indirect insults. All right. So we got Abby, we got Ann Rasmussen, we got Jalissa, we got Parker and Orem in the house. So welcome in, everybody. People got notified. So let's go over a few things and then I'm going to rant a little bit about this because it is there's different aspects of this that are just bothering me. As I talk, we're going to have JLR's video playing on the top right-hand corner. This is video from earlier when there were, I guess the sheriff showed up to Nancey Guthrie's home. That's part of the stuff that happened today, and it caused a ruckus. People are looking for any little bit of news here, right? What's up, Tammy? Did I say hi about Abby? I'm not sure. But people want news. They're hungry for the news, and they want to know what is up. So anything that comes out there, people are going to run to. And, we got a couple people went, or like a few people went to the location where Nancey lives. So among the things, since last we went live, and I'm sure there's a lot of other things that happened. Let me see. I'm going to go back here. So we had this entire thing with the DNA, right? How it was going to be groundbreaking. Was it? Was it groundbreaking? We're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at the DNA. What happened? The results in. There's other things here as I get live. So yeah. We may get a raid in a little bit, so I want to get that in. So yeah, moving forward, Popcorn Planet, Andy Signor did go over there on location. We're gonna go over an interview he got with CNN that kind of pisses me off, but it is what it is. It's something I haven't talked about here before, but you guys like rants, right? Hit that one if you love rants. All right. So one thing that was happening over the weekend was Nancey Guthrie's. They were looking for a pacemaker signal. They brought in this new mechanism. They attached it to I guess helicopters at first, and then they moved it to drones, I believe, from what I heard, right? And what it does is it tries to get a signal from pacemakers, because her pacemaker was actually how would I say, it had Bluetooth, right? Her pacemaker had Bluetooth, and if we got to think in a morbid way, there's two things. She could be trapped in a door. She could be trapped inside a room. That would be good, because then she's still around, and the pacemaker would still be on, right? She could be somewhere else. Unfortunately, you can use your imagination. I don't want to go that way. But anyways, I'm assuming these things are attached to helicopters. The helicopters, they fly low, and they're looking for a signal. They catch a signal, Bluetooth signal from Nancey Guthrie's pacemaker, and guess what? They'll actually, that's her. That'll be her located. Let's see what this video says real quick. Sorry here. Let's wait till this passes. But what's up, everybody? Just snooping. How you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. But yeah, that's a new technology we saw over the weekend. People were making a big deal out of it. So far, unfortunately, from what I can see, it is not successful. That's just one of the many things they're probably using. There's probably so many other things in the works with technology and everything that they're just not telling us, right? And we know this place is very, how would I say, there's a lot of secrets to see. Oh, before I continue, listening while I'm having dinner. Thanks, friend. Hey, Lethal Lauren. Lethal Lauren is an excellent YouTuber. I got to meet her over there in Arizona. Hope you're enjoying my voice, man. I get a little nasally. I don't like hearing my voice, but hey, I'll take the compliment from you. All right. So do me a favor, subscribe to Lethal Lauren, and get all the information there. I know you report on various things. The Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively situation is a massive thing right now, and you're one of the top my voice is delightful. Lethal Lauren, she knows how to flatter people. She's a good, but yeah. Well, if you like it, hey, I'm not gonna complain here, Lethal Lauren. Everybody sub to Lethal Lauren. We're gonna be here for a while. She eats her dinner. So Nancey Guthrie's pacemaker, I would assume pacemakers are very difficult to stop. I know it's morbid to think about, but pacemakers, actually, the person can pass away and the pacemaker is still making sure your heart beats. So there's been instances where people have passed away, and heartbeat keeps going and stuff like that. That's how powerful pacemakers are, actually. From I've seen it firsthand, unfortunately. But yeah, so we got that. That's an interesting one. This is another one which is going to also lead into my video, where the media is now once again, and I'm talking, when I say media, I want you to know this for a fact, all right? Media is, we're all media, all right? I'm media. I consider Lethal Lauren media, right? I consider JLR media. I consider anybody who goes out there and goes out and has they report the news and stuff like that. That's a journalist. Mercy Brown in the house. Sorry about that. I didn't see Mercy Brown. Shout out to Mercy Brown. Says hi, everybody. So media we have freedom of the press. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law, but I have consistently seen and heard enough to know that there's no such thing as an official media pass or press pass. Now, you're probably thinking, well, I've seen people, have press passes and not be able to go into events unless they unless they have that press pass. Well, there's a couple of things I want to tell you. You are allowed, you are all press as long as you're filming or documenting from a publicly available area, because those are funded by taxpayers. Most of the time, those are good. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. Check for yourself. There's variations and stuff like that. But as far as LA, from what I concern from the street, you could actually film stuff that's visible from the street and document and stuff, because you don't have, how would I say, you don't have expectation of privacy in public, right? We could document, that is legal. So media pass, it's weird. So anyways, I'm babbling. Why was the Gathrie family cleared all of a sudden? Well, it's good. It's a good thing. I love this. I love that there was actually an update, because Sheriff has not given an update, right? Who's disappointed with Sheriff? As I sip my coffee here. Actually, I set the coffee for the super chat. Thank you. Who's disappointed with the Sheriff? Well, let me tell you. I wish he'd update more, because I actually think that a big reason why a lot of people on the internet, especially, and let's face it, a lot of people don't have a filter. They're jumping to conclusions. They're making up stories about it. Some people are joking and people don't get the joke and they take it too serious and everything like that. So it's kind of their fault for not updating. And I don't even know if it's Sheriff Chris Nano's fault. I'll be that guy. I'm trying to be fair with everybody. I like to be a fair guy. Okay. I like to be a fair person. All right. I don't want to play the politics here. There's a lot of rumors. I'm not in his shoes. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they told him, do not update. Maybe someone above him, welcome in, Rob. Welcome in, Just Snooping. Maybe someone above him told him, cut off the press events. Maybe. Right? So he went out there finally, because a lot of people in the media, and everyone's guilty of this. I've seen it everywhere. Not me, not everyone. I'm figuratively. I'm talking about, traditional media and vloggers or whatever you want to call them, right? Some of them have jumped to conclusions. All right. Some of them have jumped to conclusions. The media is pretending only small media has jumped to conclusions, like YouTubers. They haven't. Both of them have gotten the shit wrong, man. Both of them have scummy practices. And both of them have good journalists too. Don't forget. All right. Let's give both credit. All right. Because there's good journalists that are out there. Brian Enton is someone everyone's talking about as a good journalist, right? He's made mistakes and he's part of the mainstream media. Please check yourselves, folks, before ultimately giving props, though. Okay, Lethal Lauren says, I lived in Tucson for a while. I think he became sheriff in 2015 and then lost the election the next year. Laugh out loud. Guess they voted him back in. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, sheriffs do get voted in and out. So he issues this he issues this statement that the family's clear, and I don't know if it's the reason he did that is because a lot of irresponsible members of the press or even regular people have been pointing the finger at others. Not here. I don't do that shit. As a matter of fact, I mute people when they start pointing the finger at people who are not proven to be, part of this, right? You guys know I've pissed off people here in the chat before because I said, hey, I don't want to see that name or that person mentioned at all before in other cases, right? So I don't even like that. I don't do that here because I understand you could ruin someone that's innocent. And right now, everyone's innocent. But yes, the family is cleared, and unfortunately, people have been talking. Okay, I can mention a really big media person that is probably mostly responsible for that, even though they're blaming us, the YouTubers, as being the only ones that do that. But anyways, the point of this matter is, of this right here, is it is a good thing he updated. Finally, there's an update. And the reason there's a lot of bullcrap news out there is because there are no updates. So people fill in the blank. Okay. And there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. What do you guys think? Do you think that's why? I do. No updates. It's been so long for updates. How you doing, everybody? Introduce yourselves in the comments. Thank you. We're getting more people in here. Once again, folks, if you just tuned in, remember, I'm going to leave this video up for you all. I'm not going to privatize it or membership it. Go back. After I'm done, you're here now. We're live. Stick with us live. Then then later, go back and watch the beginning if you missed anything. I probably covered something. You're going to say, hey, why don't you talk about this, right? But yeah, and Rasmussen says, I totally agree with you. And that's the kind of people we want here on Nerd Report, the ones that only agree with me. I appreciate you. But hey, if you don't agree, that's great too. Right, Emily? Thank you very much. Everybody who is coming in here right now. So, let's see. Former Lacey Peterson detective investigators clear family. Okay, so we got that. Now, here's another one that happened. As I clean my tooth. Vehicle towed from home, FBI raided Friday at direction of insurance company, not law enforcement. This is very interesting. I didn't know this. So, there was massive movement, folks. Massive movement over the weekend. Like I said, exactly, Abby. Everyone makes a mistake. People want something. They're desperate. They want to know what is coming up next. Especially with this case. I gotta say, folks. Keep those the coffee support coming. Keep the coffee support coming. It would be a super chat or whatever you could, because I am on coffee overload. Sometimes I just hit a brick. But I am constantly looking for an update. Even I see an update and I go, oh, there's an update. And then I look further. Oh, man, I look for the sources. I'm like, this is bull crap. This is not something I could report to the audience. This is not real. But I get excited because there's an update. So I could see other people get excited what's up, Gathrie? When they see something, right? I don't just report anything, but I am drinking the coffee, and you guys are keeping the energy up, so I appreciate you. So, what am I talking about here? All right, we were watching the streams, and one of the vehicles gets towed away from the alleged area. Vehicle towed from home, FBI raided on Friday. Remember that massive raid that, like, oh my God, it was like, oh my God. Like, that raid was insane. You guys remember that raid? Hit that one in the comments. Where, like, everybody, man, there was like 100 cop cars and detectives and FBI. All right. That turned out, I honestly, that Friday, I kind of slept well. I said, they got the person, they're gonna get Nancey Gathrie. She's gonna be alive and everything's good. Only to wake up and it was just entertainment. That's part of it. It's part of the investigation and everything. So anyways, that home, apparently they took one of the cars out. They towed one of the vehicles, and everybody's like, well, man, that must be law enforcement. Turns out it's not law enforcement. It's actually, it was at the request of the insurance company. All right. So whatever car that was, I don't even know does it belong to someone in there? I don't know. Everything I say is allegedly, man. I'm not, and I'm coffee drunk right now. So just so you know, the vehicle parked outside the home. that was raided on Friday was towed away by the insurance company, not law enforcement. That's big. That's big. That's big, man. Right? So that's a clarification there. Now, I got to warn you, not with this situation here, but I got to warn you, I have a feeling that a lot of the stuff where we are reading now is actually going to be retracted or updated later to be different. Who has that feeling? Hit that one. Yeah? Yeah? Who has that feeling? I think anybody in the chat that a lot of the information we have now is not necessarily the real information. Right? I think that. I think that. Well, here's the real information. Here's some more real information. Milwaukee attorney offers $100,000 reward for info leading to the arrest in Gathrie case. Okay. Did I read that right? A Milwaukee attorney. That's a good promotion, right? That is a great promotion, folks. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? If you're an attorney, attorneys make a lot of money. You know? Now an attorney's putting $100K getting their company up there. By the way, speaking of $100K, I want to say what's up to the Popcorn Planet Raiders coming on here. My name is Lewis. Make sure to subscribe. What is up, Andy? I am going to go over and rant my ass off with that video that CNN did interviewing Andy. Stick around for that, folks. Stick around for that if you're in the chat. Did you guys see that video? Hit that one. Do you want to hear a Lewis rant? All right. Because right now, as you guys come in here and new audience come in here, I'm going to be updating you on a few things, right, with this case as we go. But holy cow, man, the mainstream media is having a fit because we are the new media and we're taking views away from them and they are jealous, in my opinion. Not only that, fuck it. You know what? Who wants the rant now? Who wants to hear the rant now? Who wants to? If I get one super chat, I'll hear the rant now. I'll start the rant now. One super chat is going to be you. And guess why I'm saying that? Because the mainstream media thinks it's bad that people like me get paid to work here, giving you information, bringing you news. They're mad at that. Meanwhile, they put everything through a wall, a viewership wall. They charge $10 a week or whatever it is. All right. Just to read their stupid newspaper. And then they're dissing us. They're dissing us. First super chat unlocks that rant, man. Let's go. They're watching right now. Get them pissed, man. They're greedy. They're greedy, man. All right, I'm going to rant about that. Mainstream media attacks YouTubers, in my opinion. This is all drama, man. This is all drama. Here it is. Rant time. Melanie unlocks the rant. Hearts for Melanie. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's go, Voltron. All right. Folks, they're mad. Did you guys see this video? I'm going to have a little bit of a different take, okay? Popcorn Planet went to Arizona. Their goal and our goal, mostly because guess what? I know for a fact that this kind of story is not getting the attractions. It's not as big as the other stuff Popcorn Planet is reporting on. But why did he report on it? Why did he take time away from his family and friends to report on this? It's to bring awareness, folks. I'll get to your super chats in a bit. It's to bring awareness. Okay? Because guess what? Guess what, folks? If people stop talking about this story, no one cares and everybody will get in their cars and leave. And we're going to have an 84-year-old grandma gone because people won't care. This thing will go cold. But since regular YouTubers, to name a few, because there's other things. You can follow me on Rumble. You can follow me on also TikTok, Nerd Report on TikTok, Rumble, and other platforms, Kick, and they call us all YouTubers. I'm good, man. I'm good being called a YouTuber. I'm good being called an armchair detective. Who's your favorite armchair detective? Me, Lewis. Say it in the chat. Listen, I don't pretend to be a detective. I just report this. This is intriguing. There's an old lady that's gone. It's dear to my heart, and it should be dear to your heart. Kids, older people that are sick, they're the most vulnerable people in our society, or among them. And that's why people are reporting. Popcorn Planet went to report. They're not making money off it. They're not gaining rich. As a matter of fact, it takes time away from his family. Wanted to go and visit his family, right? These people in the mainstream media are upset. They're saying that these people are grifters, that we're all grifters. Let me tell you, folks, I'm going to tell you right now that when you get called a grifter, that's code word for they're jealous that we have more views than them. The guys, and it's not me, okay? The people on the ground over there, they're getting phenomenal amount of views. Bless them, all right? They're making money. So is CNN. So are the other ones, right? But it's only bad if non-corporate people make money. If non-corporate people make a living, that's when it's bad all of a sudden. And I think it's disgusting. Okay, I'm going to drink some coffee. Get in there. Keep bringing those super chats because they hate it. And I'm going to get to your comments in a bit, okay? Hey, they're watching right now my video, and they said that we're getting paid to report. We're getting paid for our work, and they hate it. And you guys are pissing them off. Let's start this rant.
Drawn interest from streamers and YouTubers. All
right. Could you guys hear that? Interest from streamers and YouTubers. By the way, do not bother any of these people. Do not harass them. This is just my opinion. I have the right to my opinion. I still do have the right to my opinion. Make sure how's the audio in this video, okay? How's the audio in this video? Okay.
Trying to work the case. CNN's chief media analyst Brian Selter with a look at their role tonight. Brian?
All right, so I gotta pause it. I gotta pause it and start it because this is a reaction. It's protected under fair use as long as I react to it. So they're there. Mind you, CNN is part of the group that is there on location, but for some reason they're okay. Everyone else is not. Honestly, I think they're both okay. I like the fact that CNN is there, bringing attention to the missing woman. But are they really there for that? Or are they there to attack their main competition, which is alternative media?
Hey, Laura, yeah, today's statement from the Pima County Sheriff was a direct response to the armchair detectives who have been wildly and sometimes irresponsibly speculating about suspects.
Okay, so could you name names? Armchair detectives. Honestly, I don't do that. I never come in here and go, I think they did it, or I think they did. I don't do that shit. No way. Do some of my colleagues do, like people that are on YouTube? Yeah, they do. And that's what you call bad. In my opinion, that's bad practice. Does the mainstream media do bad practice? Yeah. But they ain't going to name that, are they? Now, I want to ask this guy here on CNN, name the names. Name the names. Also, since I don't do that, please talk about me, CNN. Retweet me, because what I do is I'm trying to bring awareness to an old woman that's sick. That, man, I hope she's still with us. All right, let's keep going, man. This rant.
You know, there's been so much online energy about this case. A lot of that energy has been good and well-intentioned, but
Well, okay, I gave you props for that, sir.
some of it maybe not so much.
Okay.
At times, the chatter has been distracting and maybe even downright harmful to the investigation.
Okay.
It feels like there's almost a parallel universe of these true crime influencers, some of whom have even flown to Arizona.
Folks, they flew to Arizona. Dun, dun, dun! Folks, they flew to Arizona. Did you want them to walk? Yo, you know what's crazy? CNN is a corporation. They fly people to places all the time, and it doesn't cost them anything. As a matter of fact, I think my opinion, because I've hung around them before, I think half of the reporters there for you all and other corporations, they don't even care about the story. It's just a job for them. A lot of us do care. Believe me, I wouldn't be making videos on this if I didn't care, man. It is hard to you know what I cannot do here on Nerd Report? I cannot pick a topic, pretend I like it, and make videos about it. I'm so bad at that. I am the worst liar in the planet. You could see, I can't be here and pretending. I am genuinely upset that Nancey Gathrie is gone. Okay. And listen, I'm not even a fan of Savannah Guthrie. I didn't know who she was. I don't watch with the Today Show. I don't watch the Today Show. I mostly watch YouTubers or streaming movies. I've seen her before. I'm not that oblivious, but I didn't come into this because I knew who she was. I saw an old woman that reminded me of my mom or my grandparents. And then I saw that she had a pacemaker. You guys know people with pacemakers, right? And then I saw a monster possibly take her out of her house.
What we're seeing in our community in our city right now is just not normal.
That's Arizona state lawmaker Alma Hernandez, fed up with the...
Okay, I don't know, Alma. Leave her alone. But holy cow, man. This is a lawmaker. So you think if a law passes in front of her desk that says we can no longer document how the police is working or document how government is working, do you think she's going to sign it or not? She's probably going to sign something that says we cannot film stuff, right?
misinformation being peddled online and on the ground.
We have individuals who are calling themselves journalists, who are YouTubers, and
oh my God. We also have a lot of politicians that call themselves politicians, which is a worse bad word than YouTubers. She says YouTubers as if it's a bad word. It's a blanket statement. And I'm going to shock everyone here, because I'm going to take that back. I don't think all politicians are bad, actually. I think some politicians are good. Okay? She's giving a blanket statement to all the YouTubers. Name the good ones. Name the good ones. Name the bad ones. I have a feeling you just don't like, this is not, the reason you don't like YouTubers is because they're not government approved. State funded, or is it state controlled media like that? Doesn't it sound like it's state-controlled media influence? Interesting. Interesting. Right? Who agrees with me? Why does a politician or a lawmaker put in a position where they could decide who's legit or not in the press? Does that scare you? It is scary, man.
Quite frankly, just really random individuals who are out there with their cameras and live streaming.
Random individuals. Pausing, and I'm pausing. I'm starting and pausing this video so it's fair use, okay? I could probably run it all the way through and it's still fair use, but I just want to give you my opinion. I don't think I can get through this entire video without pausing it. So she's calling them randos. Have you ever heard of her? I've never heard of her. To me, she's random. I'm not going to call her random. I'm not going to call her a random hack politician. There's a lot of those, though. Right?
But I think at the end of the day, what we need to be talking about is the fact that these individuals are actually, like I said, causing more harm than good.
Who? Now, you're going to actually see this video. It's very interesting. I was watching this live. This is Nancey Guthrie's home. Technically, in my opinion, my conspiracy, my whatever, this is a crime scene. There is zero tape there. Zero. None tape. This is common. A lot of times streamers, and that's not a bad word, their fans order food for them as an appreciation. By the way, you could order food for me with a super chat. As you can see, I'm very fat and I love food. I want pizza. Anyways, this, I believe, from what I saw, there was a streamer streaming and one of their fans or supporters bought them or ordered a pizza. This gentleman right here, the poor guy delivering it, it's not his fault, did not see any tape, all right, around the house, no crime scene tape. So he walked up to the front of the house, possibly contaminating the area, all right, possibly contaminating the area where the crime scene happened. No one stopped him. No one stopped the food delivery guy. No one stopped the food delivery guy. Whose fault is that? Whoever's supposed to be defending the crime scene, not the delivery guy. It didn't even have to be the delivery guy. It could have been somebody just walking. This exposed the lack of security and possible corrupting the crime scene. There's a lot of talk of we can't give you information because it may corrupt the crime scene or may corrupt the investigation. Dude, letting people just walk in there. The other time I saw a dog sniff the crime scene. And why do we know this? Does anyone in the chat know why we know this is happening? Why people could just walk up to the crime scene? Well, it's because there's random YouTubers filming it. Thank God. Thank God.
In one instance, a delivery driver tried to deliver a pizza at Nancey Guthrie's door. According to local...
Yeah. No mention that the place is not secure.
Reports, someone ordered the pizza for an unidentified blogger at the scene. The sheriff's department incredulously called it out, saying, "We can't believe we have to say this."
Oh my God. Check this out.
Do not order food delivery to a crime scene.
Oh my God, tape off the crime scene. People were saying that in the tweet. Like, we can't believe we have to say this, but tape up the crime scene. Am I nuts? There's no tape, man. Now, again, I'm going to say it again. I'm 100% sure this sheriff's way better than me. The Pima County Sheriff Department is way better. Everyone in there is smarter than me and stuff, but the perception's bad now, man. I don't know what kind of pressure they're going through. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but holy cow, man. Who tweeted this?
Address.
It's the fear of missing out.
John DePetro is a streamer from Rhode Island who flew to Tucson to cover the case.
The type of content I do,
Nancey Gathrie update. All right, a couple of things.
it's not for someone that just wants to watch the news and get a quick recap. It's for the people that can't get enough of it.
DePetro says he uses his own sources and aggregates from others that he trusts.
There's certain key people that I depend on and I use as a source. John Miller is one.
Why?
There's few people that are as knowledgeable as he is.
But DePetro admits that others online are not as disciplined.
It's fair.
It gets tiresome because they just totally go on rumor.
Yes, there's always a bad
Oh my God! Check him out! Check him out!
streamer once in a while, or somebody who does something maybe not correct, but I think the audience is wising up to the smart ones. Here we go. We got, oh wow, look at this. Sawyer's crushing.
Andy Signor is another YouTuber who's been doing this for years.
We have about 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and we're on Instagram and most of the other ones as well. There's that view. Sunset's coming.
Signor flew all the way from Tampa to
He is listen. He didn't fly all the way from Tampa just to cover this. He was visiting his parents, and he saw the situation. He thought it was important to go and bring how would I say, awareness that there's a missing person out there. And I don't know, maybe, just maybe, the guy at the doorbell that's ringing the doorbell is in his 30s, 40s, a little younger, watches us, uses more YouTube than traditional media, and could be identified. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know.
cover the case.
My parents live in Tucson, and so it hit home a little harder for me just because I was like, this is tragic and scary. And I wanted to make sure that there was enough people really spotlighting the case because I'm worried some of the authorities haven't been as on top of it as maybe they should have been.
And that's what they don't want. That's what they don't want.
Nor says he first covered the Gabby Petito mystery about 5 years ago. And that story showed him just how curious the true crime audience can be.
That's what's, I think, really impressive about our streamers is the audiences are so invested. They want to be there 24/7. They want to help.
But while Signor and DePetro have remained responsible in their coverage, other streamers and influencers have not.
Okay, I got to give the guy credit. The guy doing this commentary, he did say some are not, some are. Let's give credit where credit's due, right?
I don't think anyone enjoys in our community seeing that an individual who they, got a tip saying that they are a suspect is now all over social media and everyone, calling them the kidnapper, right?
I do agree with that. That's fair. But again, there's a blanket statement and the backhanded comment calling us all grifters and stuff like that. There is by the way, I'm gonna show you this. She retweeted one of the things that says, as a breakthrough in the Nancey Gathrie case continues, Arizona State Rep Alma Hernandez is speaking out against social media grifters. She accuses of spreading misinformation for views. Well, listen, I think I think the mainstream media has grifters as well, right? I think the mainstream media has grifters as well.
She points to last Friday's SWAT activity at a nearby home as a prime example. The operation ended with no arrests, but wild claims online spread so rapidly that the sheriff's department had to issue a rare post to refute them as, quote, not accurate.
I love what I gotta say also, I love when the sheriff department updates. That's what I want to report. I want to report the sheriff department updating. And I will not report rumors. I will not report. I'm not a detective like they say. I don't know. I wish I knew or had an idea. Where is she? I don't know. I'm reporting what they're giving me. And right now I'm reporting that, hey, you know what? I think the mainstream media is looking awfully jealous and pathetic, man. And you know what? What's even more disheartening and is upsetting is that I'm seeing a lot of people supporting indirectly, and they mean well, the mainstream media and dissing us in a way with backhanded comments, right? Putting us down, calling us randos, right? I saw people saying that shame on the people covering or the vloggers covering the Nancey Gathrie case that are in front of her home. They're causing all sorts of traffic, blah, blah, blah. I saw that chatter with people I knew online. And guess what? Number one, traffic flow in that area is pretty clean. Number two, from what I've seen, it's mostly News Nation. Because the vlogger and the other ones, but I do recall seeing News Nation, and good for them, with a tent with several people, or maybe a couple tents. The YouTubers that are getting blamed for blocking the area are coming in by themselves. There's only one person, one each. They're not coming in with a total crew. And yes, that includes Brian Entin. Okay? That includes Brian Entin. Remember, at the end of the day, he is the thinnest kid in fat camp. He cannot come out and say the way things are supposed to be said because he works for a corporation. He's good at what he does. No, I'm not dissing him. He's better than I am, okay? But at the same time, he has a crew editing his shit. When they get exclusives, they come to him. It's not like us that we have to go and fish out for our content. The content goes to him. They are corporate. Now, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you right now, okay? And I know a lot of you are cringing. Oh, listen, I've seen mistakes from everybody. This other guy, Hey JB, right, who used to cover the Gabby Petito thing, he kind of gave a backhand comment, you know, comes back from a long time, does a backhand comment, you know, about the YouTubers and the rumors, which I agree with him. But, you know, is he going to talk about the other ones, though? Is he going to talk about his colleagues that he works for? Or no, I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay? So it's discouraging because a lot of you are supporting the mainstream media and crushing us. Crushing, not particularly me because I'm not on location, but the people that are trying to bring a little more, all right? All right? By blaming them for blocking the street. They're not. They're not blocking the street. As a matter of fact, every time I look, there's members of the community talking to the vloggers or the YouTubers or the whatever you want to call them, all right? The journalists. And they're welcoming them. And that's cool. And I'm sure some of them are pissed. Here's another one. When I watch JLR, it's nonstop press, like corporate press, going up to JLR, telling them, yo, what's up, man? Can I get a picture with you? And here's another one. JLR, actually, if this is directed at him, I don't know. He actually got some scoops that it took hours for the other people to get. Right?
Now, I get the appeal of these live streams and chats. They make you feel like you're participating, like you.
Yeah, because here he goes again, man. This guy was doing so well with his reporting, being a little neutral. He goes, I get it because it feels like you're participating. Yeah, because like I said, like on Nerd Report, one of my selling points to you all, to encourage you all to subscribe, is this. I don't talk at you, I talk with you. And do you think CNN's going to highlight your comments, folks? Do you think CNN's going to highlight your comments? I doubt it. Okay, so let's see where this guy takes us.
We're a part of the investigation. And right now, everybody just wants to help. But some of these conspiracy theories have not been helpful at all. They've been harmful. They've really specifically smeared certain Guthrie family members.
And again, I saw a very damaging one allegedly come from a corporate source, pretty much, that we never talked about here. Because I don't care if I said I'd look for verified, like 3 people to verify. I was like, I'm not touching that one. Everyone's innocent, man, until proven guilty. That's what America is about. A lot of people have been falsely accused of things in this world.
And the sheriff says they are victims who are now being re-victimized by the online commentary. So
only online? Only online commentary is victimizing them? Bro. You all know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to make it clear. You know which thing out there. I don't even want to. Online commentary is the only one with misleading. Yeah, okay, dude.
Stamp that down today. And as a longtime friend of Savannah Guthrie said to me, quote, let's hope this puts an end to the reckless and malicious nonsense. Hopefully, but I do doubt that it will. Some of
you know what? I'm not.
These TikTokers are now asking, why didn't the sheriff come out and say what he said sooner? Laura, back to you.
Brian Seltzer, thank you. I want to bring back Pete Lapp and Michael Harrigan. Michael,
here's where it gets even better here, guys. Listen. Also, do me a favor, folks. Hit the damn like. What is going on? Does the like button on your phone smell like rotten fish or something? Does it smell like poop? Like, why aren't you guys hitting the like? Why are you guys not subscribing? God dang it. All right. Why are you guys not? Why is anybody subscribing? Why is anyone hitting the like? I'm working my ass off here. Let's go.
With every big case, there is a huge spotlight and a lot of people who are curious and wanting to help, but also curious and inquisitive for other reasons, perhaps. Does this sort of internet sleuth culture, does it hurt?
Look how this guy looks. Let's see what he has to say. I'm not going to judge him.
The investigation, or is it something that's just noise to the investigators?
I think to the investigators, it's more just noise. Okay. I think the reality of today's social media environment, it's been...
Is it only social media, though? Really, bro?
Been monetized, the clicks and the views.
He blames the monetization. It's all about the clicks and the views. Oh, my God. By the way, that reminds me, folks, hit the like, make sure to subscribe, keep viewing, and send in those super chats. Just like this guy probably gets paid, right? He's shaming us for getting paid. Again, is CNN, for example, is CNN free or are they cable? Because last time I heard, they charge to watch them. This is how communists work. In communism, the government's the only one that profits and is allowed to be rich, and everyone else doesn't own anything. These people are commie corporations, dude. The nerve.
Investigators.
I think to the investigators, it's more just noise. I think the reality of today's social media environment, it's been monetized, the clicks and the views and the subscribers, especially on YouTube. So people are going to want to watch these so-called sleuths. They're going to watch them. That's a closed audience, a select audience that chooses to watch them and knows how they operate.
All right. Hey, listen, let's piss this guy off. Do you think he's watching? Hit that one. Let's piss him off. Send in those super chats. Let him know that this Cuban descendant of immigrants, that's me, Lewis, is monetized, actually has a job here as a YouTube commentator and is actually making kind of a living off, not a huge, but kind of a living off. He doesn't like that. CNN doesn't like that. They're cringing. And you know who's contributed to the piss off? Let's say thanks. Rob, thank you for that super chat. And Rasmussen, 10 memberships. Let's go. Lethal Lauren, thank you for that super chat. Piss this guy off. Piss CNN, call CNN bucks, all right? He's so pissed off. All right. Melanie, thank you for that super chat. $5. And Rasmussen again. Corino, thank you for that super chat. Amazing. Jackie, thank you. Have a coffee on me. Hey, CNN, they bought me coffee, man. Isn't that evil? Isn't that evil? And who do we have here? They're not mainstream anymore. How many views do they even have? I get tired of the propaganda. Wildcat, you hit it on the head. Folks, Wildcat has been a member for 2 months now. That really pisses off the mainstream corporate media, right? My God. All right, let's keep pissing them off. Hearts for everybody who supported here. All right, let's keep going.
Great.
But they can become harmful if, say, they're identifying suspects that are not verified or trying to use technology to AI an image of a person and then could undermine, say, a prosecution or an investigator's life, right?
Yeah, and the real
Keyword AI. Now, listen, I do agree with that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there are people spreading misinformation on both sides, all sides. That's my point. It's not exclusive to one group.
media unfortunately takes a hit because, I mean, the real media has the scruple.
The real media. This All right, I think I'm back up, folks. I apologize to you. Make sure. All right, here we go again. I am sorry. If the internet went down. I think it's a conspiracy. They're here to stop us, folks, right now. That's my conspiracy right now. Before I continue showing you this moron, it is off? No. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is going on? All right. It looks like I'm on again. I'm going to have to stitch these two parts together. You see what's going on, folks? All right. And before I get to Armchair Nerd, my favorite, thank you. Look at what this person says. The real media.
Life, right?
Yeah, and the real media unfortunately.
Could you guys hear me okay? Could you guys hear me okay? Let me know. Am I back? By the way, Emily, thank you for being 26 months here. Let's go.
Life, right?
Yeah, and the real media unfortunately takes a
What makes somebody a real media person? A suit with dorky glasses?
hit because, I mean, the real media.
The real media takes a hit. I'm going to also tell you something. I don't want to point fingers at anybody, but there was some misinformation. There were 2 incidents I could count that the real media, like he's trying to say, kind of got it wrong, man. They got misinformation. It's unbelievable, Gunner Girl. This shit's unbelievable. Hit that one if you think this is unbelievable.
The real media unfortunately takes a hit because real media unfortunately takes a hit, and the real media unfortunately takes a hit, and the real media unfortunately takes a hit because I mean the real media has the scruples, the ethics, and
CNN, folks. Okay.
And you know all that goes with that. These YouTubers don't seem to have nearly the same kind of ethical response, and they're making themselves part of the story.
What a lot of us YouTubers, we work our ass off, man. We work our ass off. Real media. Real media.
Response, and they're making themselves part of the story. Response, and these YouTubers don't seem to have nearly the same kind of ethical response, and they're making themselves part of the story, which is, you know, I get that the true crime genre is huge. There's a lot of people that are interested in that genre to begin with. In this case, in particular, you know, working the DC sniper murder case, sitting on the tip line where people were calling in, I had a dream last night. I have a premonition.
That's not us, stupid. That's not us. And that's going to happen regardless. That's not a YouTube. That's not exclusive to YouTubers.
I think I might have had a couple calls about a seance or two. That information wastes time.
Yeah, but that's not exclusive to us, man. Shame on you, dude. Shame on you. Because I'm sure there's somebody looking at that and saying they're going to avoid YouTubers because they think we're all full of shit. And I'm going to tell you right now that probably 90% of us are. But man, give props to the 10%. And when it comes to, you know, when it comes to mainstream media, 99.9% of them are full of shit. That's the difference. Okay. We're 10% better than them. There you go.
Or two. That information wastes time. If you have a tip, legitimate tip, keep your theories to yourself. I'm going to make a public service announcement here real quick. Just keep your theories to yourself. Provide real information to law enforcement if you have it.
But they're not they're not providing updates. Are these people even following the thing? They're not providing. They're not providing updates.
Please don't call, because the law enforcement doesn't need your premonitions and dreams and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay, premonitions and dreams. Who, folks, please tell me what YouTuber had a premonition and a dream of this for the Savannah Guthrie case? I would like to know. Who? What is he talking about? All right, if you just got in here, I see Latino Slant. ¿Qué pasó? Listen, here's the deal, man. I'll give you an update. If you just got in here, I am outraged. This thing is now, the mainstream media is, in my opinion, they are attacking YouTubers by discrediting them, by putting out blanket statements, saying, you know, and that all of them are doing misinformation. That's what they're making everyone think. Look, I know some of them have a psychic on, but it doesn't mean that all right, again, they're trying to take me out. They're trying to, they don't want me to say the truth here. Kidding. Did I come back on?
YouTubers are.
But then again, they might say, then why crowdsource? Why put the information out there? But we'll see. There's more to be told about that. Thank you, Pete.
All right, what do you guys think? Again, maybe these guys aren't the official face of CNN. I thought the commentator on CNN, the first goofy, had it was trying to be fair, and then the other ones. Look, I'm going to tell you something. If a psychic calls someone a YouTuber, all right, it doesn't mean the YouTuber is a psychic. It means a psychic called. Exactly. CNN News, dude, they have to debunk us. All their views come from over here. Yeah, exactly. Dude, you got to watch this thing, dude. It is nuts. They're literally they're using streamers. I saw one of the big networks use a streamer's point of view to report about the Nancey Gathrie case. And I could you believe that? And I didn't even hear them give him credit. I didn't even hear them give him credit. And now they're complaining about it. All right, so I'm going to go on record here. I'm trying to be fair. All right, that's what I try to be. I don't think everyone on CNN's full of shit. I thought this segment was full of shit and stuff. And I think it's a rising thing. And we got to be careful because I'm also starting to see a lot of people that watch me, that watch YouTubers, that all this time they were claiming, oh, what's up, Shelly? They were claiming, oh, I'm sick of the mainstream media and stuff. And I'm watching them simp for mainstream media. Again, this is not the Gabby Petito case. It's a different case. The street is not being blocked to the point that no vehicles could go in and out. It is pretty much, when I look, I could show you right here. I can show you right here. Let me see. Right here, top left-hand corner. There's vehicles could get in and out. Okay?
To the New England journalist, John.
Okay? Vehicles can get in and out. Not only that, they're complaining that journalists are, YouTubers are there filming and they're annoying the community. Well, let me tell you this. The YouTubers that are there are leaving early. They're coming by themselves that I've seen. So it's only one person. And it's the corporate media that's bringing in a group of people like that tent. I don't even think it's part of a YouTuber. It is pretty much corporate media. But you all are blaming YouTubers. Way to sit for corporations, man. What do you guys think? Let's take it to the comments, man. I'm sick and disgusted. I'm also pissed off and disgusted because the DNA, man, what the hell? No match. No match. They haven't found it yet. Come on, man. People on YouTube are the modern unsolved mystery that did the exact same thing in the 1980s and 1990s. Broken Fish says, but they will ask to use footage from the YouTubers. Exactly, but they're not even asking. Broke Fishing? They're not even asking. Anyways, there is a part of me that I do want to say this, that if I thought Savannah Guthrie didn't like our coverage, or at least mine, I wouldn't cover it out of respect. But I don't know if she does that. They're kind of like implying she doesn't. I don't know. But it's interesting because it's not like there's a million people watching Nerd Report when I cover this. So it's not like, oh my God, I have to cover this. because I'm trying to monetize it. It's not like that at all. There's actually lower views for this topic, but I'm passionate about it. Again, everyone could relate to this. A lot of people see a missing old woman. There's so many aspects of this. There's crime. Like, why was there somebody allowed to wander in a rich neighborhood like that? It's so weird. Right? It's so weird. What do you guys think in the comments?
I keep saying this every day, and it's more of like just hope.
Yeah.
Being optimistic. I think something's going.
Something's going on.
Getting our family trees is
All right, let me see if there's any updates, folks.
See any of these other news reports out here on this?
Oh, by the way, one thing that's weird about the sheriff is that there's no press conferences, but there's one-on-one interviews with pre-approved press members of the press, aka the corporate media. So another thing, instead of addressing the official Twitter, the official social media, or just holding a press conference, dude's actually sitting down and having one-on-one interviews with people, like selective members of the press. I don't get it. It's weird. No time to talk to the press. And yeah, if I don't live in Arizona, but I should know if I should be scared to go there because there's a prowler stealing people out of their homes. I don't know if that's the case here, but someone should tell us, an authority should say, hey, by the way, if you go to Arizona, be on the lookout because we have a prowler or a kidnapper on the loose. We didn't get that. Or say, hey, by the way, public, come to Arizona. This is an isolated incident. There's no prowler on the loose. You have nothing to worry about. Do you all agree with that? Should we be told if we should be? And also, if there's a prowler over there or somebody committed a crime like this over there, me living in another state or you living in another state, you should be concerned because the last place a person like that wants to stay at is the place where they committed the crime because they're trying to get away. So that's it. It seems like I'm playing tag. Where did the sheriff update? Where did the sheriff update here? Did he update there? I don't know. I don't want to be looking for him everywhere. Just post on the goddamn Twitter. Oh, well, here he is with Brian Enton doing an interview. Thank God I know Brian Enton. I've heard of him, or else I wouldn't know about this. Brian Enton just sat down with the Pima County Sheriff. He says they still don't have the video from Nancey's other camera, and it's in the hands of Google right now. Well, thank God Brian Enton got an interview. But you all, the public, you all are peasants. That's not a good look. I'm sorry, dude. Brian Enton's doing a good job. He's doing what he's got to do. But he's corporate media. And I'm sure this interview is controlled. No way Are they going to allow? Do you guys catch what I'm saying? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Okay, so all right. Let's take this for example. Before I don't know. Okay, so look. Okay, he sat down. Brian Enton sat down with the sheriff. Right. Brian Enton is he a YouTuber? Is he? I don't know what he is. All right. He works for News Nation. It's a corporate. So is News Nation free to watch? Is News Nation free to watch? Is it behind a paywall? Also, we just heard that freak being interviewed on CNN pretty much saying that YouTube is trash. So let's say they put this interview on YouTube. Whoever watches it and believes that guy is going to think this interview is full of shit. So the logical thing to do is to put it on the Pima County Sheriff Department Twitter, because we know it's controlled by them and it's publicly owned. So, Brian, is the information about the video camera being on Google's hands on, did they update with it? Okay. Did they update it? Did they update their Twitter with it? No, not here. Let me see. Is it here? Remember FBI reward up to 100,000. Okay. Suspect is 5'9". That's a good tweet. I'm glad they're doing it. The DNA that was submitted to CODIS was from a set of gloves found 2 miles away. It did not trigger any match with CODIS. That's sad. Good update, though. I'm happy. All right. But the submission to Google, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. News Nation has no ads? News Nation is a cable. Isn't it on cable? I'm not sure. Is it on cable? And by the way, it does have ads. Look at them popping up all over. These are ads. They get paid. These are all Google. Well, I don't know if they're Google. This is an ad. And you know what? They deserve to get paid. Here's another ad. Buy Funko Pops. Oh, yeah, they should stop them. Are you spreading? Hey, everybody, Michelle's spreading. Are you spreading misinformation? Is Michelle? You send me a DM? Oh. Okay, so Polly from Latino Stat says, he sent me this information. YouTube viewing numbers versus cable. Latest data. Dominant share of TV, January 2026. YouTube accounts for 12.5% of all TV viewers, surpassing traditional TV streaming as a whole, led by YouTube and Netflix. Okay, highest ranking streamer. YouTube has maintained the number one spot for streaming on television for consecutive months through 2025 through 2026. YouTube's viewership on TV screens have increased over 120% since 2021. There you go. Thank you, Polly. YouTube TV, in addition to its main app, YouTube TV has over 9.4 million subscribers as of April 2025, making it the fourth largest pay TV provider, closing in on traditional cable giants. Interesting. Oh, if they want to complain, then go ad free. No, I get it. Hey, listen, this is a rant. When you got lawmakers talking garbage about YouTubers, calling them non-journalists or implying that they're non-journalists, all right, or discrediting them, or trying to make people think they're all evil. This is a lawmaker. If they could, I think they would censor the press. Koberger wasn't on CODIS either. By the way, am I wrong about Brian Koberger? But didn't the cops stop him like 3 times? This lady right here, listen, I don't even think she did anything wrong, but her story was debunked. She's got her inside people. She went with it.
Hi guys, we are now able to independently confirm some new information in the Nancey Gathrie investigation. This is from an inside source that is now reportable. I want to take you through the new information we've learned. We can now report investigators now believe this was a burglary gone wrong.
I think the sheriff debunked that, right?
We've interviewed multiple experts since this began who also said based on the evidence, the surveillance video, and other aspects of this case.
Now, you can interview an expert, but is it an expert assigned to the case? I think there's a difference.
That they also believed this was not an intended kidnapping. As for Friday night's operations, law enforcement activity, we can now report from our inside source that DNA evidence is currently being tested that was found from that Range Rover at the scene outside Culver's. You could see when investigators were there, they put up a tarp that they were doing some sort of investigative work there. And last, but probably most important, the widespread belief by investigators tonight is that Nancey Gathrie could be alive. We'll keep you.
That was a couple of days ago. Is there anything new? Folks, let's see. As I refresh.
And that's what broke it open, is they were at the house.
The genealogy is probably going to be introduced into to try to find out who did it. Oh, this was interesting. Okay, so everyone was asking about this blue cloth. My guess, here's a coincidence. See this picture right here? So this is Nancey Gathrie. So there was actually a picture of her that a lot of us have seen on the internet where she's wearing a blue, she's wearing, here, let me get it a little bigger. That blue shirt, right? Have you guys seen this? Hit 1 if you have. See that blue shirt she's wearing on the left? So people noted that they saw a blue shirt or a cloth on the rocks next to, the left side of her house as you go in. So I saw that they were saying that they had dogs sniff this cloth, canines, and I guess that would give them the scent of if she's around, right? But I wonder if this cloth is actually this shirt. Maybe. All right, folks. Last minute. I think I'm gonna end this stream right here. It's been nuts and everything here. It's war, man. It's mainstream media is very pissed off. They saw those numbers. They saw 90,000 people watching one YouTuber, and they're like, "Oh, YouTuber's bad. YouTuber's bad." And I'm gonna call out. I'm gonna be honest. There are corporate, I would say corporate workers, corporate journalists that are doing a pretty good job, but they're still corporate and they're limited and they're posing as YouTubers. So last minute, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'll give you a minute. What do you think? Everybody in here, hit the like. Yeah, no press conference today either. No press conference. And I'm not going to sit here and say, look, a lot of the YouTubers, the true crime ones, man, they make up some shit, but not all of us. I don't consider myself a true crime channel anyway, but. Everyone cool? In the chat? Thank you for all the kindness and support. I have been going on live every day. Maybe I'll have an update tonight. I don't know. Maybe there's an update tonight. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for that update. But I'm reading this at TMZ. Savannah Guthrie's husband landed in Tucson, Arizona today as a search for his mother-in-law, Nancey Gathrie, intensifies. Yeah, they're not going to have a press conference. They're immune to it. Not immune, but okay. So what's frustrating is he's not going to have a press conference, but he'll talk one-on-one in a controlled environment. And all due respect to Brian Enton, my guess is this is a controlled environment. Way more than a press conference. What do I mean by controlled? Where you can manipulate what you ask and what you answer and what should be cut out. How does it work usually? I'm not saying this is happening here, but my guess is that if something is asked or something is reported that someone doesn't like, they will not be invited again to a one-on-one interview. You catch my drift? Why does he do a press conference instead of sitting down with various reporters all day long? Exactly, man. Exactly. And then there's this. There's currently 100,000 missing people in America. I'm sure their families would like as much attention as their loved ones who care about the Guthries. Yeah, guess what? This person that complains about the attention Nancey's getting won't watch videos when people are talking about other people who are missing. As a matter of fact, this case works wonders for all missing people. You know why? Because in my opinion, it's a lesson to be learned. Do not live alone. I'm sorry, folks. We should be able to live alone and live however we want. But if you're elderly, 84 years old, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, if you're 84 years old, have a medical condition, maybe the people around you should convince you, do not live in a massive house by yourself that's pitch black at night, surrounded by desert. Also, it tells you pay for your goddamn security lights, or somebody do it for you. Look after your elderly, man. Maybe that's the case here. Now, she should have the right to be anywhere. I'm not blaming her for what happened, or the family. They are victims. But holy shit, you got to be more, you got to look out, man. You got to look out for people. There's predators out there. That's just the world we're living in. You got to be realistic. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Is that controversial? Lesson to be learned. Be more precautious. People may look at this case. They may look at the Nancey Gathrie case and go, there's other people missing. Let me look. Let me look around. What's going on? Right? Let me look around. Let me look over my shoulder a little bit more. Let me make sure. Let me call. I always tell my friends, call me when you get home. When I drop off my friends, I wait in the car and make sure they get in the house okay. And not just if they're elderly, not just if they're female, not just if they're kids. I'm talking about the dudes with the tattoos and that could bench press 400 pounds. I look after those friends too. Right? Right? All right. All right, folks. I think I'm going to end it. I'm going to end this one. I'm going to end this one. I think I've talked too much shit for an hour and a half. All right. I think it's time for dinner. All right. Love you all. Take care of yourselves. Nerd out.